With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
The question is, the highest group valency of halogens with respect to oxygen is. So basically the question means that when halogens form compounds with oxygen, what is the highest valency that it can show? In simple words, this is what the question means. Okay. Now, if we talk about halogens, we have fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, right? These are the major halogens that we talk about, right? Also, we have astatine. So basically, what happens is that if we talk about oxygen now, so fluorine is the most electronegative element, right? Fluorine is the most electronegative element. And if we talk about oxygen, oxygen is the second most electronegative element. Okay. So in the case of a compound formed between oxygen and fluorine, fluorine being more electronegative forms, now they can form a compound like OF2 in which oxygen is going to have a valency of +2. So this is one of the exceptions in the cases of halogens where fluorine is more electronegative than oxygen. So this is the type of compound that can be formed. Okay, so but what we are going to consider is the valency shown by other halogens. So the other halogens, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine, they are less electronegative than oxygen. Now in this case, what was happening? As oxygen was less electronegative, it has a positive valency in comparison to fluorine. But in all the other elements of the group 17, the electronegativity of these elements is less than oxygen. So in this case, what is going to happen? These halogens will have a tendency to lose electrons, right? They will have a tendency to lose electrons. Otherwise, in general, halogens have a tendency to gain electrons. But in comparison to oxygen, or with respect to oxygen, when it is going to form compounds with oxygen, in that case, it is less electronegative than oxygen. And the element which is less electronegative means it has a tendency to lose electrons rather than gaining it. And oxygen will have a tendency to gain electrons. So these halogens will now have a tendency to lose electrons. And if we talk about the general configuration of halogens, it is NH2NP5. Right? NH2NP5 is the general outer configuration of halogens, which means that if you consider the total electrons, it is 2 plus 5. So a total of 7 electrons can be donated. These 7 electrons can be donated or lost by the halogen atoms in forming bonds or in forming compounds with oxygen. Right? So with respect to oxygen, it can have a valency of +7. Right? With respect to oxygen, it can have a valency, highest group valency of +7 because it can lose these 7 electrons in its valence shell. Because with oxygen or with respect to oxygen, these elements which are chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine are going to act as less electronegative elements which have a tendency to lose electron, which will donate electrons to oxygen, or they will lose electrons and form bonds with oxygen. That is how it is going to happen, and therefore the highest group valency that they can show is +7 because the maximum electrons that can be lost by halogens in general is 7. So the correct answer for this question is going to be option 4. That's all for the question.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.